I have a confession to make. I was watching a video from a person I did respect, and I did think a lot of. However, I'm not going to tell you who she was because I'm not about that. I'm just going to give you the information I want to talk about. Okay, the subject is Social Security disability claims. Most Social Security disability claims are initially processed through a network of local Social Security Administration, or SSA, field offices and state agencies, usually called Disability Determination Services, or DDS. Subsequent appeals of unfavorable determination may be decided in a DDS or by an administrative judge in SSA's Office of Disability. Okay. Go to Social Security website for the disability determination process. That'll explain what I started to say there, and it has a lot more to it. Just wanted to give you an appetizer. So, if you go to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities chapbook, and that's what it's called, Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, the Social Security Disability Insurance, updated August 6, 2024. SSDI benefits are financed primarily by part of the Social Security payroll tax. Okay, it's totaled $152 billion in 2023. That's $152 billion. Employers and employees each pay an SSDI tax of 0.9%, okay? How much you actually put in. Everybody who works pays into that. And you cannot get disability if you never worked. So please, if you're out there stating that people are on disability are leeching off other people and you're paying their way, you're not. That's no different if you went on disability tomorrow. Would everybody else be paying your way? Absolutely not. Don't be ridiculous, darling. Okay, you pay 0.9% on earnings up to Social Security's tax cap, set at $168,600 in 2024. The program's financial transactions are handled through an SSDI trust fund, which receives payroll tax revenues and pays out benefits, and which is legally separate from the much larger Social Security Retirement Fund. That's another myth. Social Security disability does not draw from the Social Security Retirement Fund. They're totally different, okay? Similar name, different. The most recent projections estimate that the SSDI Trust Fund will be fully funded over the 75-year long-range projection window. Let's get into it, guys. Part 1. Why is Social Security disability insurance important? Well, Social Security is much more than just a retirement plan. Program. A young person starting a career today has a roughly 1 in 3 chance of dying or qualifying for SSDI before reaching Social Security's full retirement age. SSDI is an earned benefit that offers vital protection of workers. Earned, not handout. Okay. We paid that when we worked, and this will tell you how. It offers vital protection of workers through their payroll tax contributions. If you look on what they take out of your taxes, it's right there. You pay it in. 161 million workers have earned SSDI protection in case of a severe, long-lasting medical impairment. About 7.3 million receive disabled worker benefits from SSDI. So it's quite a difference, right? The risk of disability rises with age. People are more than twice as likely at age 60 as at 50. This reflects the underlying increase in disability health conditions as people age. Several factors contribute. One is illnesses that are more likely at older ages, such as stroke or dementia. Another is degenerative diseases, which worsen over time, such as MS, ALS, and finally, people's bodies simply break down with age, and it sucks. Especially when they work in physically demanding jobs, leading to more debilitating musculoskeletal condition or disabling injuries. Now, this is more than somebody saying I have a backache. This is more severe than that. It's going to be diagnosed by a doctor, not just one doctor. There are several, and they send you to their own doctor to be examined again. There's going to be lots of proof and lots of things done that you have to prove. Disability can have devastating economic consequences. Not only can disability happen to anyone, especially with advancing age, but it greatly harms people's economic circumstances. Yes, it does. Ask me, I'll tell you about it. Their earnings, total family income, and spending on essentials like food and housing all fall significantly. Part 2. How was SSDI enrollment changed over time? The number of SSDI beneficiaries grew for most of the program's history, mostly reflecting demographic factors, population growth and aging, and increasing women's labor force participation. When SSDI enrollment peaked in the 1990s through the early 2010s, people in the large baby boom generation, those born between 1946 and 1964, were mostly in their 50s and 60 years of peak risk for disability, but before Social Security's full retirement age. And boomer women, unlike earlier generations of women, are overwhelmingly likely to have worked enough to be insured for SSDI. That's good. Now, the baby boomers have aged into or approaching their retirement years, and SSDI enrollment has declined. Disability workers are converted to retired workers at the full retirement age, which is 67 for all new retirees as of 2022. So if I'm understanding that correctly, if you're on disability, you're disabled between the ages of 50 and 60, right? Once you reach retirement age, you're taken off of disability and then put on to Social Security retirement. Okay. If I'm not understanding that correctly, please correct me. I love it. When adjusted for these factors, the share of insured workers receiving SSDI benefits grew only modestly and is now declining. Economic factors also affect disability applications and, to a much lesser extent, awards. Economic downturns generally lead some workers to seek SSDI benefits, but A sour economy boosts applications by much more than actual awards because approval rates fall. The COVID-induced recession in 2020 departed from these trends after SSA's field offices closed. SSDI applications declined significantly and awards fell as well. Even when a recession causes SSDI applications and awards to increase, it generally has a much larger effect on SSDI's income, which falls when workers contribute less to Social Security because their earnings and employment have dropped. SSDI enrollment is falling. Since 2014, the numbers of beneficiaries has fallen as demographic factors have shifted, and then as COVID closures of SSA field offices, made it more difficult for applicants to access SSDI benefits. SSDI applications fell by 35% from 2010 to 2023, while awards fell by almost half. The total number of disabled worker beneficiaries dropped by nearly 2.4 million from its peak in 2014 to 2023. Social Security's trustees project that the share of people in the United States receiving SSDI will rise somewhat over the next 20 years and then remain stable. Part 3. Who receives SSDI? Eligibility criteria are strict, and most SSDI applicants are rejected. Now these are applicants. Nobody is ever put on Social Security disability. There is no doctor. There's nothing that will tell somebody or put somebody automatically on disability. It just doesn't happen. And this is how it works. Okay, applicants for SSDI must be insured for disability benefits. Essentially, they must have worked for at least 1/4 of their adult life in 5 of the last 10 years. Have a severe medically determinable physical or mental impairment that is expected to last 12 months or result in death. Based on clinical findings from acceptable medical sources, this is what got under my skin. I'm young looking. I have a handicap placard and I walk with a cane. I used to walk use a wheelchair. But if you saw me getting out of my car, you might look at me and say, oh, like this YouTuber was saying, she looks young enough to be working. She doesn't look like anything's wrong with her. How dare she? How dare I have schizophrenia? How dare I have kidney and heart failure? How dare I? Really? Just because you can't see what's wrong with a person that qualifies them for disability that they have put into. They have paid for this insurance. It's not affecting your Social Security or your paycheck whatsoever. Stop it. Come on. Ridiculousness. And as far as younger people, honey, it doesn't matter. Diseases seek any age. It really does. And mentioning people that say that they claim bipolar disorder and that doesn't qualify them for disability. Since when? Let me know when you started working for Social Security offices, okay, honey? Yeah, didn't think so. And the stuff you're reading to the rest of us is something that you read that was somebody's opinion. They weren't actually from a state agency or Social Security. So when you make a public statement, please show us the evidence. Don't give us a link to a page that doesn't have a government heading on it, because that's somebody's opinion. And they're throwing these so-called facts in there to make it appear as though they're right. Isn't that fun? Yeah. Let's get down into it now. I'm cracking myself up, you guys. I hope you're laughing at me. Oh, they must have a severe medically determinable physical or mental impairment that is expected to last 12 months or result in death. So, do we really want to be on disability? No. It's so fun. Not. Make me sick. Based on clinical findings from acceptable medical sources. And that's referring to that. How dare you? I mean it. Let's have a face-to-face on this subject. I'd really love to have a debate with you. Hey, let's do it on YouTube. That would be awesome. Let's see. I've invited you to watch this video, so let's do it, girl. Okay, they must be unable to perform substantial gainful activity, any job that generates $1,550 per month. So if you're looking at these people, if you look at me and say, oh, she could be out doing this and that or whatever, is it going to make me that amount? Are you going to stop me with my mental illness from raging at somebody or damaging property? I didn't think so. There's a reason we qualify for disability, and this is not a game. It's not. It's very serious to those that are trying to get on it and have tried for years and are failing, and they're dying before they get on it. It's not funny. How dare you? You just make me sick. People like that make me sick. In 2024, $1,550 per month in 2024. How many of you can even pay rent on that? Not me. And I don't get even that. I get under $1,000. So, yeah, I guess I'm just living on the hog, ain't I? Mustang. No, I don't live for free, and I don't eat for free either, like you claim. And no, I ain't on public welfare either. So, ooh, I'm all in my emotions. You know all that stuff I said about reacting to people? That just all out the window when I heard this on her video. I even unsubscribed. Ooh, I was so angry. I just couldn't stop it, y'all. It was a runaway train. Oh, yeah. Forgive me. Please. So, it's $2,590 or $2,590 for blind people. So, anywhere in the national economy, regardless of whether such work exists in the area where the applicant lives. And that's another stepping stone. Whether a specific job vacancy exists, there's another one, or whether they would be hired. Aha! Lack of education and low skills are factored in. Maybe that's why you're seeing some younger people that I don't need to say that. It's not fair to say that. Older, severely impaired applicants who can't realistically change careers, but not for younger applicants. There is a 5-month waiting period for SSDI, but supplemental security income may be available during that period for beneficiaries with little or no income and assets. So if you had things, you wouldn't qualify. I go, Val. You know, in one video, you're literally crying for nomads that are trying to live on under $900 a month. Yet, people that have disabilities, you're telling them that they don't deserve it because they're younger. How dare you? I hope nothing ever bad happens to you. Because if those are the things that you believe in your heartly, you're going to be in for a profound shock. And I sincerely hope that nothing ever happens to you or your family. Because I know what it's like. I'm living it. But please stop spreading this trash. Please. SSA denies applicants who are technically disqualified, chiefly because they haven't worked long enough, and sends the rest to State Disability Services, or DDS, for medical evaluation. Applicants denied at that stage may ask for reconsideration by the same state agency and then appeal to an administrative law judge, ALJ at SSA. Some 44% of people who get an initial denial pursue an appeal. The rest are probably afraid to. They're told no and they give it up. Ultimately, if we follow a cohort of applicants to the end of their application and appeal process, roughly 1 in 3 are awarded benefits. Not very many. Among applicants who meet the program's technical requirements, slightly more than half are found medically eligible for SSDI. And SSA monitors disability decisions at all stages of the process. I also want you to understand that just because I'm on disability right now doesn't mean that I have to be on it the rest of my life. If I was temporarily disabled, absolutely, I would be going back to work. Mine is permanent. I'm dying. And I'm trying to do the best I can while I'm here. And I am outraged. Because for all the good that this does help people at least stay off the street, at least provide a shelter over their head, even if it is living in their car, you should know better. Shame on you. Age is just a number. Don't be so mean. SSDI beneficiaries are mostly older. Imagine that. Severe physical or mental impairments. Not like the young people you claim. The typical SSDI beneficiary is in their 50s and more. More than 4 in 10 are 60 or older. SSDI beneficiaries have a wide variety of disabilities, physical and severe mental disorders. Like me, can you tell? Oh. My subscribers know I'm like this and I fool around, so sorry if I scared you. No, I'm not. Severe mental disorders like schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. And she did address somebody that said they had bipolar disorder and they are receiving disability for that. And she strongly disagreed and said, that wouldn't keep you from working. Hello, have you ever met a bipolar personality? Would you want to work with them? Would you want to be a customer of theirs? Let me know. I'm really curious. Whew, I'm on a roll. I'm sick, you guys. I really had respect for her. I thought she was doing such wonderful things, getting closer to God, and we don't do that to our sisters and brothers, darling. Absolutely not. The schizophrenia and bipolar disorder typically manifest in young adulthood are the leading cause of disability among beneficiaries younger than 50. So if you do see this young woman or young man, wherever you're at, and they probably won't be driving a car with a placard in it because sometimes they're not allowed to drive. They wouldn't have enough money to buy a vehicle, and they might not be able to get a driver's license because of their disability. So the people you're saying that are pulling up into these parking spots with a placard that don't look like they are disabled, it's not them. Stop it. SSDI beneficiaries experience high death rates. Mortality among SSDI beneficiaries aged 50 and over who dominate the program's enrollment is 2 to 6 times the average of their age group. In fact, more than 1 in 10 SSDI beneficiaries die within 1 year. 1 year. Really? I'm so angry at you. Lord help me. One year of their rewards, so let me know how much they got, okay? More than 2 in 10 die within 5 years, and nearly 4 in 10 die before reaching full retirement age. There you go. There's all your money back. Didn't even collect all that was coming to them. Many disabled beneficiaries have incomes below the poverty line. Among those aged 18 to 64, disabled beneficiaries are far more likely to live below the poverty line compared to all people in the age range, even when including their benefits. About 1 in 4 disabled beneficiaries aged 18 to 64 have family income below the official poverty line without disability benefits. More than half would be experiencing poverty. In other words, they'd be living on the street if they didn't own a car. These might be the people that are living in tents. Get out there and help. Help them get off disability if that really concerns you. So there is so much more on this website, including expanded information that I shared. I kind of condensed some of it because it is so deep. It's so much information and truth. And that's where we like to stay, is in the truth. We don't knock people down for needing help. No, that's not what we do. It's important to educate yourself, people, on matters you feel strongly about. So instead of reading these two things and jumping on your page, on your platform, and spreading this BS, this junk information, had you looked into it just another page further, you would have found out that those statistics are absolutely incorrect. And the way that people get disability is not a handout. It is not. I gotta stop. Let's talk about something else in another video. I'm gonna stop this one, yeah? Thanks for watching. If you didn't unsubscribe, I'm glad you're still here. If you saw the video I'm talking about, you know. If you didn't and you want to know, I'll let you know. I said her name. If you know, you know. I just didn't want to blast her channel. No, I'm not about that. I'm not that mad. But I just unsubscribed and I won't watch her anymore. But like, dislike, leave me a comment. Even if it's wrong. All right. Have a happy day, y'all.